teach me to speak Indonesian? You can? What can you teach me? Oh, no speaking Indonesian. Can you speak English? Little I can? Oh yeah, it's okay. So, excuse me guys, can you teach me to speak Indonesian?
Speak Indonesia?
Yeah, can you teach me?
Yes, very little.
Very little? Yeah. How do you say good afternoon?
Selamat siang.
Wah, selamat.
Or selamat sore.
Oh, selamat sore.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Okay. Can you teach me to speak Indonesian?
Sure. What do you want to say?
Can I say good afternoon?
Selamat sore.
Selamat sore. What about, will you join me for something to eat and a drink?
Sounds cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. Hey, aren't you Lauren?
Yes, I am.
From Instagram?
Yes, I am.
Wow, it's so cool to meet you. My name's Conrad.
Hi, Conrad. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So you will come with me?
I would love to, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Come on. Let's go. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Selamat datang kembali lagi di video baru, and also to FOODCAST episode 3. Now, aku lagi di Jogja. Lagi neng Jogja lagi with my friend Lauren. Indonesian with Lauren. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us here in Jogja. This is your hometown, right?
It is, yeah.
There you go, so Jogja, hometown yeah, Lauren. Now, I've asked her to come on to help to understand who she is, but also to find out a little bit more about her and why she teaches Bahasa Indonesia. Yeah, so please come and join us. Let's do it, let's go. Okay guys, so welcome back. So Lauren, welcome to FOODCAST episode 3. You are my third guest on the FOODCAST. So just a little bit of story about FOODCAST. What it is, it's a podcast, but we eat at the same time.
We eat at the same time.
Eat at the same time.
Unique concept. I love it.
It's very different. And what I try and do is I try and find food that is khas or what's khas Bahasa Inggris? What is
Special?
Special?
Unique?
Unique, that's it. Unique to the area that we're in. So we are in Jogja, your
Yes.
hometown.
Yes.
And there's one food that everybody knows, and that is
Gudeg.
gudeg. So that's what we're having today, guys. We're having gudeg. We are at titik 0 kilometer Yogyakarta. As you can see, many of you will know where we are. Malioboro ke sana, so Malioboro's over there. BNI, Bank Indonesia behind us. Beautiful scenes.
Beautiful.
Ramai banget di sini juga kan?
Yeah.
So it's so busy. It's so busy. So we got some gudeg for you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Here it is. So can you tell me, do you know much about gudeg and what it is?
I do, yeah, of course. I've lived here for like 7, 8 years, so I love gudeg, honestly. A lot of people don't because it's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, people look at this and expect it to be savory, but it's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is.
And it might be a little bit of a shock for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So jackfruit.
Jackfruit.
Looks like this one's got ayam. Looks like got chicken.
It's got chicken, and I think
Telur.
telur. And this is like a crackers kerupuk.
Kerupuk.
Yeah, but they soak it with something. I'm not a
Okay.
cook, so yeah. But it tastes really nice. It's a bit gooey. It's also a bit sweet because of the seasoning.
Yeah. Okay. So I've never had gudeg from Jogja before. I've only ever eaten gudeg from Solo.
Really?
So I know it's different.
Okay.
Now gudeg is not unique to Solo,
Uh-huh.
but it is to Jogja.
I don't think I've ever had gudeg in Solo.
Yeah. So gudeg in Solo is a little more asam.
Awesome. Okay.
And ada asinnya juga.
Interesting.
It's a different taste.
Okay.
But Jogja is very sweet, like you said,
Very,
right?
very sweet.
Cool. Now also we have temulawak.
Temulawak.
So here it is, guys. Temulawak. Yeah. So temulawak is sort of a ginger, semacam jenisnya apa namanya? Jahe. And they made it into a drink, and it's really good. It's refreshing, especially on a hot, beautiful day
It's really
like we
sweet.
are right now. So Lauren, tell me, you are a Bahasa Indonesia teacher.
Yes, I am. I suppose I am. I literally started this with Indonesian with Lauren. I mean, I studied literature, English literature, in college, and you know, to get by during college and just to fill out my free time, I sometimes teach Indonesian to people people.
Okay.
But it's never kind of become like a thing, you know? And then I took it upon myself to start Indonesian with Lauren because I feel like, you know, I spend a lot of time thinking about language because I work as an interpreter now.
Okay.
Indonesian English interpreter. And I love it. And so I decided to just make some content and people responded positively.
Very well.
So I just keep going, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you discover me?
I discovered you by just looking through Instagram. And I think I found you through someone that I was following, which I think was Damien. Who in the world? This is for you, bro.
Oh,
So
I love that guy.
he's a good guy.
Sweet
So
guy.
I found your page through him, and he had reposted something that you had done. And said, hey, you know, check Lauren out. She's really good at speaking Bahasa Indonesia. Of course, she's Indonesian, but she's good at teaching it to everyone else that wants to learn. So I thought, cool. So I started following you from there.
Oh, I see.
So when did you start being a creator, content creator?
Last year. Honestly, last September.
There you go, guys. Last September.
Last September.
And it's only August. So nearly a year.
Yeah, nearly a year.
Hampir setahun.
Hampir setahun. And I don't know, the responses have been overwhelmingly positive. Like, I didn't expect to have this many followers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's gone off. It's gone off. It's gone crazy.
So. I'm grateful.
You skyrocketed and went famous overnight. Really.
How about you? When did you start?
So I started content creating last year around March, April.
Yeah.
So me and my family were here in Indonesia for around 4 or 5 months. I had work in Singapore, and then I left my family here in Indonesia. And then when I done my time in Singapore, I came and joined them. And I had about 3 months here in Indonesia during that time. And my mother-in-law said to me, she's like, hey, daripada kamu bengong aja di rumah dan gak ada kegiatan, kamu coba bikin sesuatu. Kamu coba bikin YouTube apa bikin Instagram. So I was like, okay ma, ya wes tak bikin ya. So she more or less gave me the idea. Dan dia tahu aku suka makan.
Yeah.
Dia tahu aku suka makan, dia tahu aku suka makanan Indonesia. So she said, why don't you do a page that does reviews makanan Indonesia, tapi dari perspektif bule. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. So, thanks, Mum. You gave me the idea for doing this. And that's what I did. It started slow, but it also took off. But because I had to go back home to New Zealand and work again, I stopped making stuff because there's not much Indonesian food in New Zealand.
Well, you can make content about New Zealand food.
Yeah, I know. I tried, but it didn't really take off like how I thought it would. I think maybe with Indonesians, they love to see how bules feel about their things.
No,
would you say?
Yeah, I would say that. It's not necessarily about bules.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more about, I think Indonesians just love appreciating our culture in general and sharing our culture.
That's true.
And I think it's very special when we get to share our culture with other people who are not previously exposed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I think that it means a lot to Indonesians, to me too, that you love our food, love our culture.
Yeah. I think with Indonesia, you guys have such a very, very diverse set of cultures within the country.
We do.
You know, there are tons of cultures within Indonesia.
Yeah.
Languages, cultures, all these different things that you have here. So much to give to the world, for the world to see. And so much for the world to appreciate as well. And I think, you know, really there are only a handful of us that really appreciate it and understand how beautiful and diverse Indonesia is.
No, that's why we need content creators like you.
That's why we need more content creators to let everybody in the world know how beautiful Indonesia is. Exactly. I love Indonesia. Look, guys, look where we are at the moment. We're sitting in the middle of one of the busiest intersections in Jogja.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah. We're eating a meal.
I would not expect to be eating gudeg in the middle of
we've got people walking around us. And this is some of the things that you can do in Indonesia. And everybody just looks at us and they're like, yeah, that's sweet, that's normal.
If you do this in New Zealand, do you think people are going to be
People will think that you're weird.
Well, we are weird. But
I know, but we're a curious people.
I'm curious.
But everybody's looking at us and they're happy. They're happy they're seeing that we're doing this.
Yeah,
I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Indonesians are just a bit, more chill.
Yeah, they are. Indonesians are a lot more
They
chill.
just kind of just roll with it,
Yeah. So, Lauren, tell me, what are some of the most difficult Indonesian words to pronounce?
I think a lot of foreigners struggle with the sound.
The ung sound?
Yeah, like you're saying enggak. It's really hard for a lot of people.
How should you say it?
Enggak? How do you, can you pronounce it?
Enggak.
Oh my god, you're really good. How?
So, my mother tongue
Yeah.
is actually not English.
Okay.
My mother tongue is, it's called Tereo Maori, or
Tereo
kalau
Maori.
di Bahasa Indonesia, Bahasa Maori. So Tereo is Bahasa,
Maori.
it means Bahasa. So my mother tongue is Tereo Maori, and we also have the L sound
Teach
in
me
my
something
language.
in that language.
Okay, so if you want to say good morning, you would say Atamarie.
Atamarie.
Atamarie. So the R's you also roll. So it's a R sound, just like in Indonesian.
Okay.
So Atamarie is good morning. If you want to say hello, it's Kiaura.
Kiaura.
Kiaura. If you want to say minum, minum is Inu.
Inu.
Inu. If you want to say ayam,
Ayam.
ayam is hey hey.
Hey hey.
Yeah.
Hey hey. Like Moana's
Like Moana.
chicken.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah, so Moana's chicken's name is Chicken. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
I love it.
But it's true. Tapi ayamnya yang di film Moana itu namanya hey hey. Dan dalam bahasa Maori, hey hey itu ayam. Artinya ayam. So, nama ayamnya is ayam. Yeah, aneh, but hey, it is what it is.
Okay, is there any Indonesian word that you find difficult to pronounce?
When I first started learning Indonesian, one of the words that was difficult for me to say was memperbarui.
Memperbaharui?
Yeah,
Memperbarui?
memperbarui. That was it was getting the mum and the per together, and then going baruhi, or barui afterwards.
Can you
So,
say?
memperbarui.
Can you pronounce mempekerjakan?
Memperkerjakan.
Okay, that's good.
Memperkerjakan. Yeah. So there's still a couple. Menyenangkan was a little bit difficult.
Menyenangkan. So
Menyenangkan.
all them,
Finding the good.
I love it. It's really nice. It's a really nice gudeg.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So, and
You gotta tell me where you bought it from. It's really nice.
yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know after.
Secret, guys.
Because I don't know. I didn't buy it. My wife bought it. She just said, I'll get it for you. So, okay, sweet. Where did I get it from? Hey, kamu tahu ini dari mana? Gudegnya. Ah, mana? Yujum. Ibu Yujum itu.
There's a really famous.
Oh,
gudeg
there you
place.
go. So, gudegnya dari Bu Yujum.
Gudeg Yujum.
Gudeg Yujum. Salah.
Yujum. No, I think that's right.
Yujum. Saya tambahkan dulu teman.
I haven't had gudeg in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I am from Jogja. I mean, I grew up here
is
for a little bit,
Yeah.
but these days I. Ibu
Oh,
Wati?
tapi sama kan?
Oh,
Ujung.
beda.
Beda. Pokoknya gudeg. Gudeg. Actually, look, my family say that gudeg di Solo lebih asin, ada asamnya gitu. Dan gudeg dari Jogja is more sweet, lebih manis.
Yeah.
Tastes the same to me. It tastes really good.
Okay.
I can't tell the difference though, but it tastes good to me. Ini nggak lebih manis?
You don't think this is sweeter?
Nah, I don't.
Oh,
Ngapa sih? Kayaknya bohong mereka.
interesting.
Nah, yeah, we'll see.
No, I'm interested to try gudeg Solo now.
Yeah, well, come to Solo.
I would love to.
We'll take you around.
I was gonna say, like, I haven't had gudeg in a long time because these days I'm mostly not in Jogja. My main job right now, it requires me to travel quite a lot.
Oh, so you can be anywhere in the country?
Yeah.
Overseas?
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow, that's really
But
cool.
mostly in other cities, yeah.
That's really cool.
Uh-huh.
And doing your translation.
Yeah, interpretation, live interpretation. they usually hire me for conferences, seminars, webinars if they want to hold it online.
Is this something that you've always wanted to do? Or did you kind of just do it, fall into it?
I think I kind of like started to be, get interested in the field when I got into college.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like so glad that I got to make it happen because it's a pretty wild job. Like you listen to people speak and then you got to translate at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes you're present in like these meetings that you're really not a part of, and sometimes you're exposed to like really sensitive and like personal information that like and you're supposed to just act like you're not there.
Yeah.
You just gotta like translate and I think it's pretty fun, get into people's business.
Yeah, yeah. So how long have you been doing it so far? All up?
For the past 3 years, I would say.
Past 3 years. And you can see yourself doing it for the near future?
I mean, honestly, I love it so much, and I love that it gets me to travel, and it supports me, financially.
Yeah,
but
cool.
I actually would love to make Indonesian with Lauren something sustainable. Yeah.
Nice.
I think
nice.
my
And
dream,
we support you in that.
Yeah,
we
you
support
support
you
me?
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think, for me personally, someone like you that likes to teach people about Indonesia and Bahasa Indonesia, once you got to get that out there. A lot more people need to know it.
Yeah,
A lot of people that want to come to Indonesia, excuse me, a lot more people that want to come to Indonesia and understand what Indonesia is and understand the people and the culture and the language.
You know that people have actually gotten mad at me and sent me like really hateful DMs.
Yeah. I can imagine.
No, and it's mostly Indonesians, which is really weird. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like really, really, kind Indonesians who like go up to me and say that like, oh, we're really thankful that you're making these kind of content. But there are people who criticize me for teaching Indonesian instead of English. There's this random guy who was like typing like in all caps to me, saying about like how like my English is good. So why am I not putting it to good use and help my own people? And why am I teaching Indonesian instead to foreigners? Yeah, and my defense was, dude, like we have like a really beautiful language, and I feel like people deserve to know it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
What's wrong
That's right.
with that?
People deserve to know it. And also, if you think about it, with you being someone that wants to teach people about Bahasa Indonesia and about Indonesia, that only brings more interest to the country, which will help the people of Indonesia.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we love. That's what we love. I think I've kind of come across that as well, differently though. But a lot of people, I think when they hear me speak Indonesian, they're a little bit heran. They say that I speak Indonesian really well, and I think my Indonesian's okay. I don't think it's really good.
You do.
Yeah, and they do wonder why I speak so well, and well, why did I even learn Indonesian and stuff?
What motivated you to learn, really?
So a lot of people don't know this. So this was before me and my wife met, actually. So I was working in Indonesia. I was working in Jakarta, and I was based there doing some stuff.
Yeah.
And every day I would have to talk to local people. But it was very difficult because they were trying their best to speak English, but their English wasn't the best. And I didn't blame them for that at all. I was like, you guys are trying and I'm trying to speak your language as well. But from that point, I made a decision that I will learn Bahasa.
Yeah.
So I was here for a total of 2 years. And within that 2 years, I did my best every day to learn more Bahasa, increase my vocabulary, and just learn as much as I can about not only the language but the culture, or the cultures within Indonesia, customs, all the little fun things that happen here in Indonesia. And it was then that I fell in love with your country, and I really, really love it here. I do.
That's beautiful.
And as you know, I ended up marrying somebody from Indonesia, and she's lived in New Zealand. So we've been married for 5 years now. So she's lived in New Zealand. She loves New Zealand, but she will always love Indonesia more. And I understand that it's her country.
Yeah.
But I love it here just as much as her, just as much as everybody, just as much as you maybe. And I feel at home here. I do. I really feel at home here in Indonesia.
That's great.
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, but I think you fit right in. I mean,
Thank you.
love the food.
I do.
I mean, the food is divine, so.
I do love it. And actually, there are some similarities between my language and Indonesian.
Really? Okay.
There are some. So, just little similarities, like telinga.
Telinga?
In my language, it's taringa.
Taringa.
So you just change it with the R. Take out the L, put in the R.
That's cool.
Ikan is ika. So no in. So ika, ikan. Mata is mata.
Wow.
It's the same.
Wow.
There are a few other words that I've found that are close to my language. Actually, to be honest, there's a lot more similarities with Bahasa Jawa and my language than there is with Indonesian.
Very fascinating.
It's very fascinating.
I didn't know this.
I think it's because most of the Polynesian languages are still part of the Austronesian group of languages,
Yeah.
which come from Indonesia, Thailand, Taiwan,
Yeah.
and then turun ke sini, terus ke sana.
I mean, our people must have converged at some point
I think
in
so.
history, yeah.
I really, really think so. Yeah. You know, Indonesians are a smaller people in stature, and as you go further east towards Polynesia, we get bigger. So, you know, Polynesians are quite a big people. I'm average sized. I'm an average sized Polynesian, but I've got brothers that are very, very tall and
How
massive.
tall are you?
I'm only 5'10".
5'10".
Yeah,
And that's like average.
that's average for me.
I see.
Yeah.
Indonesians are tiny. I'm tiny.
Yeah, and there's the smaller people. I'm 5'10", but I'm 120 kilo.
120 kilos.
Yeah, that's 100 kilo above is normal for a Polynesian. It's not very often you'd find a Polynesian under 100 kilo.
That is interesting. I don't think I've ever been in an interview like this. I don't know. Am I doing all right?
Yeah, no, you're doing good. You're doing good. Looks like we're going to get kicked out. Looks like we might get kicked out.
Oh, we are?
Well, maybe. Iya, Pak. Nggak boleh. Sebentar ya. Sebentar, guys.
Walah, minum sini aja, Pak.
Nggak apa-apa, saya cuma jauh di Temulawak.
Oke.
Kalau jauh, ya.
Ya.
Oke, Bapak, monggo dilanjut. Selamat sore.
So we have to take the bottles away.
Because they look like beer?
They think it's beer.
Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
I'll do as we're told.
I thought we were going to get kicked out. Honestly, I was like, oh.
So that was very interesting. But look, this is one of the reasons why I love Indonesia. So local security guards here in Malioboro see us sitting here making content, eating in the middle of the titik nol kilometer di Jogja, agak aneh, but they were worried about the bottle that we had, and they thought it was alcohol. But he was very loving and kind, and he said, "Look, hey, please take away the bottle." So I was like, "Yeah, why not? It's cool, because this is not alcohol. It's minuman jadul dari tahun 60-an, dibuat dari jahe, or sejenis jahe, and it's really good." So we did as we were asked, and we took away the bottles. But that's all right. We still got the drink, and it's beautiful.
We should probably do like a little.
It's a good cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. To be honest, I think he just wanted to photo with us. I think because that's why he came up and took a photo. I think he just wanted to be in the content.
Oh. Probably, yeah.
Maybe.
That's cool. That's cool.
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? Oh well. So
Yeah.
tonight you have a online webinar.
I do.
Is that right?
I do at 8:30. Yeah.
8:30, and anyone can join.
Anybody can join. It's free.
Wow. And what kind of things will you discuss?
I'm gonna be talking about Indonesian tenses or the lack thereof. You notice we don't really have tenses, and I'm gonna go into explain a little bit about that and how we explain time and and how vague the language is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel like I think what's very striking for people who just began learning Indonesian is the lack of tenses.
Yeah.
And they usually ask me so how can you tell when an event takes place?
Yeah.
And we're like, we
Just know.
Indonesian, sometimes we just like, we don't even know. You know, like how some people say kemarin,
Yeah.
but they don't really mean yesterday.
Mm.
Like, it could be an event that takes place like 2 days ago or a week ago or even like a year ago.
That's right.
I love Indonesians.
Yeah.
And we just don't question it, you know? When people tell stories like, hey, kemarin aku kesini,
Yeah.
you just kind of just, okay.
It's the same as besok.
Yeah,
Besok,
besok.
yeah, besok kita kesana. It doesn't mean tomorrow. It could mean next week, mean next month,
It could be next year.
next year.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, besok, you know. Yeah. That, actually, now that we say that, that was one thing that got me. Because I would literally translate it from tomorrow and go, okay, besok, tomorrow. And I'll be like, so are we going? The next day will come over, so are we going? Oh, no, I mean, kapan-kapan gitu loh. Oh, kapan-kapan.
Yeah.
But that's good. Okay, so how many people do you usually get on a webinar like this?
It fluctuates.
Yeah.
But the last webinar that I had, it had like 300 attendees.
Wow.
No, honestly, it was nerve-wracking to be speaking to like that many people. I didn't expect that many people to come. Like at most, I was expecting like 50. 300.
300.
It's
300.
insane.
Wow, that is crazy.
But I'm grateful.
The majority of them are bule?
Majority are bule. There are Indonesians who would attend. What I'm noticing is like ever since my platform kind of gone up,
Yeah.
more and more Indonesians start to like try to communicate with me and try to ask me like how to become like me in a way, like how to become a content creator that teaches Indonesian as well.
Yeah.
And I'm flattered that they find this kind of content inspiring. But yeah, honestly, I don't know what to say. Like most of the time when they ask me like, "Hey, so what's the secret?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. There's no secret. Like what you see on the screen, that's what you get.
Your webinars, are they interactive?
Um,
Meaning, do you allow people to join in and speak to you directly in their webinar, or is it just you?
I mean, like if it's a webinar and anybody can speak, it will be kind of chaotic. No. It's just me teaching, but there's like a chat box, and you can just type in whatever you want to say.
And questions and stuff like that,
Questions
and they come through.
everything.
Okay,
So yeah.
that's interesting. There you go. I know you guys won't see this because they're going to post it besok.
I'll be holding webinars pretty regularly. So
There you go, guys. So check out Lauren's page, Indonesian with Lauren. She says that she often does webinars and things like that. So have a look out. But Damien's favorite people. Damien's favorite people. So have a look at her page, and when she has another webinar, join in. Join in. You'll love it. I haven't eaten all day because I was waiting for this. My family went to. Have you heard of Sembilan Naga? The dim sum place?
I love that book.
Yeah. So we went there and smashed out all the babi.
No, so what?
It's difficult to try and find babi here. So
Guys, if you go to Jogja, you gotta go to Sembilan Naga. It's really good.
yeah, Sembilan Naga, really good dim sum and a lot of other things. Try it.
Other things.
It's really, really good. Beautiful. Yeah, man. So what do you know about New Zealand?
Not much, honestly. No, not really.
Not many people do.
Do educate me. Okay. Do you think New Zealand is worth checking out?
New Zealand is worth checking out if you're going to go there for a visit
Okay.
and you want to go for a holiday.
Okay.
There's a song from a New Zealand band called Split Ends. The title of the song is 4 Seasons in One Day.
4 seasons in one day. Okay.
That's because in New Zealand, you can experience 4 seasons in one day.
No way.
It could be hot, then raining, then snowing.
In one day.
Yeah, in one day.
That's insane.
You can go anywhere in New Zealand and get any kind of weather. So from my house, it's only 2 hours to the snow. And it usually snows all year round because it's so high, so it's always snowing. If you want to go to the beach from that point, it's probably another hour or two to get to the beach from that point. And then again, it'll be nice and warm. It won't be hot or too hot.
must feel really weird.
It is really weird.
How cold does it get when it snows?
Di bawah nol.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Min 5, min 4, kayak gitu.
Okay. Not
Yeah.
bad.
And now it's not cold, but it's cold enough. It's cold enough. In my city, it doesn't snow, but it's really cold.
So it's pretty tame kind of snow, right? Like, very
Yeah,
light.
it's not like Canada snow.
Hey, no, that would be insane.
It's not like 30 below.
I would
Yeah,
rather
it's
die.
not that. It's not that cold. Yeah, my brother lived in Canada for a couple of years, and
You've been there.
yeah. Oh, I haven't been there, but no, my brother told me, and
Oh.
he said it gets really, really cold, like minus 30.
No, I was in Wisconsin last December, and it was
Freezing?
Oh, it was insane.
Wow.
Of course, it was insane.
That is cold.
It was like minus 17, minus 24
Degrees.
degrees Celsius. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think there was a snowstorm, like a major snowstorm when I was there, and it got really freaking cold to like minus 40 at some
Yeah.
point.
It's
Minus
crazy.
40. Did you know that
Minus
minus
40.
Yeah, did you know that minus 40 is where Celsius meets Fahrenheit? That's a fun fact.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, there
there
you
you
go.
go.
Minus 40.
Minus 40, where Celsius meets Fahrenheit. There you go. Favorite destination in Indonesia?
Favorite destination in Indonesia? I think I recently went to Gili Air,
Oh,
and I had the best time there. So
really?
I think that place is underrated. It's so serene. There's no cars. There's no motorcycle, and it's so peaceful.
Yeah. Nice. And you can fly directly from Jogja?
To Gili Air? It's a really tiny island. No, there's no airport there, but you can go to Denpasar and then cross with
On a boat?
speedboat. Yeah.
Ah.
I think it's a 1 or 2 hour
Boat ride.
Yeah. Boat,
Okay.
boat.
Cool. So you reckon that's the place to go?
It's a place to go.
Okay.
Yeah. If you like serenity, but if you're looking for party, I don't think that's a place for you.
If it's party, then it's Bali.
I think so. Yeah. But
Have you been to Karimun Jawa?
I have not. I have always wanted to.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend have been planning to go for the longest time. Would you recommend?
I would, but I've never been there.
You've never been.
Here's me acting like I have. I've never been to Karimun Jawa, but I recommend that you should go. I really do. 100% recommend.
You get to swim with the
sharks.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
You need to literally swim with sharks. So I've only seen stuff online,
Same.
and I really love
No,
to go
you
there.
should go.
Yeah.
I should go.
I think it's like simple, right? You go to Japara,
Yeah.
get on a boat from Japara,
Yeah.
and then you're there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
Actually, you know, another really underrated, not undiscovered, but underrated destination in Indonesia is actually Pulau Seribu
Pulau Seribu?
on the north of Jakarta.
I think I've been to several.
There's a few of them there,
Yeah.
and while they're close, and I really enjoyed it. I think it maybe depend on which one you go to.
Which island would you recommend? There's a lot.
We went to Pulau Sepa.
Pulau Sepa.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was more quiet, peaceful, serene. It wasn't a day trip kind of thing.
Was that a resort?
It was a resort. They had a place that you could stay,
Okay.
but it wasn't busy. But I know there are some that are very busy. That people go there khususnya for a day trip. Kayak gitu. Yeah. Where did you go?
Pulau Pelangi, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard of that one.
Yeah. It was fine. I think the island could have been more beautiful if it wasn't raining the entire time. I didn't get to do much. Yeah.
What about international destinations?
International destinations. I mean, I just came back from Malaysia. I was in KL for a couple of days, just
Nice.
because, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Just
go.
because.
Just because.
You want to go somewhere? Malaysia it is.
Malaysia is.
Kenapa enggak?
It is so close.
Is it like being in Indonesia?
In a way, yeah, but also not. You know, I think what's really different about Malaysia for me is it's probably maybe it's because it's just KL, you know. It's the way that the people interact in a sense. Like I think like with Indonesians, people are less reserved when approaching others and
Yeah.
just striking up conversations. With Malaysians, I think they find it kind of weird if you just kind of like like just randomly be all nice and just start talking to them.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I could be wrong though. I only spent like a couple of days there.
Maybe you need a bit longer.
Yeah, maybe I should have, stayed there longer.
Maybe you can go back.
Maybe I should.
Is it a place that you would recommend to go back?
I mean, sure. I didn't really, get to explore much. It was just a couple of days. I would love to explore more though. Go to more destinations.
And then one day you can travel further south to New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay. I'll put that on my bucket list.
Travel further south to New
To
Zealand.
experience all the 4 seasons in one day.
4 seasons in one day. And all of our very, very bland food.
Very bland food? Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I would be suffering.
Indonesian food is beautiful. Okay? I can't stress that enough to everybody. Indonesian food is beautiful. All the spices that you guys have are crazy. But it's what makes the food good.
And what makes the food good?
Yeah. It is. It is exactly what makes the food good. New Zealand food isn't the greatest. I'll be honest. And look, guys, those of you from New Zealand, you can't tell me that it's not true. You can't tell me it's not true. Because it is not good. Local food,
Right?
local Maori food is very good. We don't have many spices, but once it all cooks and it's all there together, it's very good. It's very tasty.
Okay.
Very, very tasty.
Now I'm interested. I'm really curious now. I would love to try it.
One of my favorite dishes back home is, we call it ikamata.
Ikamata, so it's fish.
It's fish.
What's mata?
Mata means eye, but it also means fresh
Okay.
or raw.
Raw
Mentah.
fish?
Mentah.
So like a sushi. Like
It's more,
sashimi.
it's like sashimi.
Like sushi.
So what we do is we get a certain kind of fish, trevally, or I like trevally, but you can use tuna as well. You cut it up, put it in a bowl, put a little bit of lime juice,
Okay.
then you put paprika, tomat, timun, and daun bawang, all cut up, put it in, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, diaduk, dimasukin di kulkas, chill it for an hour or so, and then you eat it.
Sounds fresh.
It is. It's very fresh. It's like a ceviche, if you've heard of ceviche. It's a South American version of ikamata. So it's like ceviche. It's very, very good. Very, very good. Yeah.
So what's your favorite destination? International.
My favorite international destination.
Yeah.
If I'm in New Zealand, then it's Indonesia.
Indonesia.
I'll be honest. I always long to come back.
Okay.
If it's not, but one of the other places that I love to go to is any of the islands in the Pacific Islands. So let me explain it like this. Indonesia as a country has many cultures, but you're all more or less together. Even though it's spread out islands, you're more or less together. The archipelago is quite close. The Pacific Islands are very similar,
Right.
but our islands are smaller, but further spread apart. So we're all one people with different languages and cultures, but we're all one people.
Right.
So I love to go to the other islands
That
and
would be really cool.
eat their food, meet with their people. I've got friends from all over the islands. Tahiti is one of my favorite places to go to. Have you ever heard of Tahiti? French Polynesia?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Do people there speak English?
Some people speak English, but they mostly speak French. Yeah, they mostly speak French. And then Tahitian. Tahitian language, the local language is very similar to Maori, my language. It's like Bahasa Malay and Bahasa Indonesia.
I see.
It's that close.
Interesting.
So we can speak to each other and have an understanding of what we're saying.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Do you speak anything other than Bahasa Indonesia and English?
I mean, I
Jawa?
speak Bahasa Jawa.
Mm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But that's my dad's native tongue. I'm learning Spanish, so fingers crossed I'll get good at it one day. I've always wanted to go to South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends in Brazil, Mexico, and yeah, I would love to go.
Yeah. Here's another question. You have, is it fair to say that you have students from all over the world?
I would say so. Yeah.
But you wouldn't know where they were.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
really?
I only privately teach like 5 people, and with the rest, I sell self-paced courses on my website.
Yeah.
And I look at the list of students that I have, and they literally come from all over. And surprisingly, a lot of them came from the U.S. and there's some from the countries that you don't really expect want to learn Indonesian. Well, a lot of European countries as well. And I think it's just really cool. What I don't think I have right now is I don't think I have anybody from Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would love to have an African student. I don't think I have African friends. I have a friend who is from Zimbabwe, but I don't think I've ever taught somebody who's from Africa. That would be cool.
So maybe the
cultures.
the want for them to learn Bahasa is not there yet.
I mean, it's really far. We're really far apart.
Yeah, true.
So yeah.
Do you have a lot of Australians?
I have
Since
several.
being a neighbor?
I have several, yeah. But there's actually more Americans. It's just surprising to me.
Interesting.
Yeah. And with those who live in America, what I find is a lot of them are actually Indonesian born. They're Indonesian descent.
Yeah.
Who were born in the U.S.
Yeah.
But they want to get in touch with their own culture.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they want to start learning Indonesian.
That's cool.
I think that's really
So they didn't grow up speaking Bahasa.
Yeah, they do.
They grew up speaking English.
Yeah, but they're really excited to learn.
That's
which is
cool.
Really cool.
That's really cool. All right, guys. So that's the end of it now. Lauren, thank you once again for joining me here this afternoon. Again, look at this, guys. We're in the middle of one of the busiest intersections in Jogja. People all around us. And to be honest, I think you can only do this in Indonesia. Sit here, put a table that I brought from home, and the cutlery, have a feed together, make a podcast, FOODCAST, film in the middle of the street, everybody around. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us about who you are, your love for the Bahasa Indonesia and your country. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Thank you so much.
It's been amazing.
Guys, check Lauren out. You've got a YouTube, you've got an Instagram, and a TikTok, right?
I don't have a YouTube.
Oh, maybe you should better start a YouTube.
Maybe one day when I have free time.
So definitely TikTok and definitely Instagram. Indonesian with Lauren, right here. That's the link. Check it out. Go and join her. And if you are very, very interested in wanting to learn Bahasa Indonesia, please, this is the place that you got to come. Lauren will teach you.
That's right, guys.
Local girl, speaks the language perfectly, and will teach you what you need to know and will help you in your journey to learn Bahasa Indonesia. Anyway, guys, we're going to get back to this. We'll see you next time. Let's do it. Let's go.
Awesome.
Yay!